Instead of giving her a nice, elegant, pretty dress like Smurfette has, they gave her this tight little scandalous number here.
You're nothing but a hoochie, 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 hoochie.
Oh, stop them.
Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to Hello there, my YouTube minions. It is I, your unfriendly neighborhood Skeletor. And today, I, the mighty Skeletor, shall delve deep into my personal and cursed archives of artificial intelligent artwork to unveil my top 10 most hilarious and horrifying AI abominations of 1980s pop culture. These digital disasters dare to reimagine your beloved 80s icons. And what spat forth was an unholy crime against nostalgia. Images so disturbing that it would make even many faces weep from all his faces. So clutch your childhood memories tightly, minions, because I, Skeletor, am about to roast these artificial art monstrosities back to the digital abyss from whence they came.
Quiet, you drunk.
Anyway, enough of all this blathering. Let's begin the countdown, shall we? All right, now, for those of you who have worked with artificial intelligence artwork before, you already know how difficult sometimes it is to get the AI to do a character right. Like I've said before, dealing with an AI art program is a lot like talking to a 3-year-old, you know? Sometimes it takes things too literally, and then other times it goes off on some imaginary tangent that only the mind of some deranged lunatic could come up with.
Oh, you better believe it.
You know, like your average 3-year-old. And so I'm going to start my list with a character which, by all accounts, should have been easy. However, as I soon found out, it wasn't as easy as I had thought it would be. And I'm talking about Master Splinter from the Teenage Mutant Ninja
Turtles. Splinter the Rat, leader of the Turtles, taught them each the ninja arts.
Now, of course, the prompts seem easy, right? You know, just make a human-sized rat dressed in a maroon Japanese kimono, maybe holding an old man's staff or walking stick. You know, really, how hard is that?
Precisely.
Well, I don't know. Why don't you ask AI? Because it was one of my first images. Now, I asked for an old man-sized rat standing upright wearing a kimono. But did I say make him obese? No. And I definitely didn't say make him look like the saddest looking old man you'd ever seen. I mean, look at this face. This looks like the face of a broken down rat, beaten by life, you know? Probably broke on the street.
Say, pardon me, but could you help out a fellow American who's down on his luck?
Hit the road! Can no longer afford to pay for his turtle son's pizza appetite, you know?
Pizza time!
I can't do this anymore. These turtles, they're eating me out of house and sewer. I can't quench their appetite for pizza. It's too much for me.
It is all part of the learning process.
Can someone spare some change, please? Pepperoni's not cheap, you know? Especially nowadays.
Say hello to military-grade mozzarella!
It burns!
I dread to think what may befall the city.
It's time for those turtles to get a job. They're running poor Master Splinter ragged over here.
It is wise.
Now, this one was the funniest one to me. Now, on the plus side, he does kind of look like an old sagey rat, so there's that.
Yes, close.
You know, you can kind of see he's a master of martial arts as he's doing that really cool high kick. But here's where the AI madness takes shape. And this is why it's so frustrating when people say, you know, Skeletor, how come you didn't get the wings right on this character? Or how come you didn't get this color right? Or whatever.
Is something wrong?
But here's a prime example of what it's like to deal with an AI art program. Do you think I told the AI art program to chop off Master Splinter's tail and have it just floating in midair?
This This is most strange.
What do you think? That was just some random AI art madness that just transpired. I mean, look at that thing. Looks like he just got into a fight with Shredder and he cut off his tail.
What did I do?
You know, but that's not really the worst part of this image, is it? As, of course, I don't have to tell you that in no way, shape, or form did I type in the prompts, give this rat a human-like foot.
Strange organisms abound.
I mean, look at this thing. It's disturbing. Disturbing because it's a human-like foot on a rat, for one thing. But really, it's kind of disturbing at how clean this foot is. You know?
It would seem we have quite a large problem.
I mean, he's clearly standing in the middle of a sewer filled with God knows what kind of fecal matter down there.
That was probably Krang or something. He blew ass and then he left.
This is seriously grossing me out.
For his feet to be that pristine and clean, completely unnatural.
Nah, man.
That should be a disgusting human-looking foot at the very least.
So nasty.
But no, it looks like he just walked out of the shower and just hopped around because he didn't want to get his foot dirty. What are you doing, Master Splinter? Is that some new form of training you want us to do? No, I just don't want to get my feet dirty until I find my slipper.
Try again.
And even if it gets it right, well, mostly right, because this Splinter, well, looks kind of accurate, at least aesthetically, right, with the commands. A human-sized rat? Check. Walking stick? Check. Maroon-colored Japanese-style kimono? Check.
A little better.
You know, it checks all the boxes. And I said, make it photorealistic, and there's the problem. It made it a little too photorealistic.
I don't want to look at it.
It looks like somebody took a pet hamster and forced it to stand up, dressing it in a little tiny toy kimono to take an Instagram picture all around the rat is saying, why? Why are you doing this to me? Just take me back to my cage so I can drink my water and run on my wheel, please.
Hammy had never seen anything as wonderful as this wheel before.
Why must I suffer this humiliation?
Oh no, what will all your friends think?
But what made this image even worse was that this image was one of my best ones. And so I decided I wanted to animate this image. So I went to an AI art video program and typed up, make the rat in the image do a martial arts jump kick. And of course I got this instead.
I made a bunny.
In no way, in shape, or form did I tell that AI art program to make this rat do the can-can.
It is highly possible.
Or act like that frog from that Looney Tunes cartoon, you know?
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal.
It is useless to try.
All right, now for number 9 on my list, and probably the hardest Masters of the Universe character I had to make, and that is, of course, Mechan.
The mighty land shark will have Mechan for lunch. Yikes!
That's right, Mechan was really, really hard. You know, when you work with AI art, it's always easier when the AI program has a frame of reference, right? You know, it was easy to make a rat, well, easier to make a rat, because it has a frame of reference for a rat. But it has no frame of reference for a Mechan, you know?
What do we do now?
So you kind of have to build it from scratch with your description. So you gotta say, like, a muscle man with some kind of star-shaped red helmet, big triangular goggles, blue outfit, you know? Really crazy stuff that the AI has no frame of reference for, which is why you get this first image here.
What in Eternia's name is that?
Like, you can kind of see what my prompts were, you know? Make him have a long neck, like a giraffe.
I would be honored.
Did it give him a long neck? Yeah, sure, longer than most. Is it the size of a giraffe? No.
No.
But they said, oh, you want a giraffe, do you? Well, here you go. You know, if you want to argue with it. No, I didn't say put the giraffe in the background, you fool.
What? Why?
I said make his neck the size of a giraffe's neck. Don't you know the difference? And the AI program just says, not really. You know, I said, in the style of the Masters of the Universe. So it thought, oh, Masters of the Universe, you mean that toy from the 80s?
No problem.
And they made him look like an action figure, right? Which is why he's got a plasticky look.
No way.
I said give him a pyramid-shaped helmet. I tried Star, it looked horrible. And it gave him not just a pyramid-shaped helmet, but a pyramid-shaped staff as well.
Learn to use it well.
I mean, look at this abomination. This looks so bad that even Elton John would say this is tacky.
Don't you think he's overdoing it a little?
What's the rainbow tunnel?
you know? So I adjusted the prompts a little, and then I got this one here. And there you go. Look, it got the neck like a giraffe, right? But does it look metallic like I said? No.
Looks like you missed.
I don't know. Something about this image really disturbs me. This kind of looks like how Mechan would look if he was played by Ali G.
It was never allowed to happen, even though I had a full tash upstairs and down. Respect.
Again, absolutely disturbing and horrible.
Yeah, you may laugh, but I bet I could beat you up.
Who are you?
And even when you get it semi-right, I mean, this is like one of the best ones I was able to do.
He's telling the truth for once.
So, of course, I said to the AI, all right, I want to animate this one. Because I tend to like to animate, you know, the best ones. And what do you think I asked it to do? I mean, it's Mechan after all.
Me!
And I said, have it extend its neck upward. Again, no frame of reference, failed every time. So I had to say, okay, you kind of like a giraffe. So, of course, now I got this monstrosity here.
I'm beginning to imagine things.
There you go. Mechan, everyone, was always Jeffrey the giraffe from Toys R Us all along.
Gee whiz! I want to be a Toys R Us kid.
Perhaps it may come true someday.
You know, hilarious as hell, but definitely not accurate and extremely disturbing.
La-di-da-di boy, Fifi man.
My life is so lonely.
All right, on to my number 8 on my list. And this one was another hard one because there was a lot of pieces involved, and it was hard enough because it was a woman. And anytime you tell the AI art program, make a woman, it tries to offer a citizen's arrest, you know?
I'm not a pervert.
What, woman? How dare you try to create a woman?
How dare you?
This is sexual harassment online, you know? But it also had a hard time dealing with this character's costume as well. And I'm talking, of course, Vanessa Warfield from Mask.
It's a 2-car race here at the Mask National.
Wait! Vanessa's forcing Razor back into a wall! Time to run!
Mask, where illusion is the ultimate weapon.
As you can see with this first image here. Now, let's be honest, it's not too bad, right? It's got the car accurate, of course. You know, she looks like a woman, so there's a plus.
But I'm all woman. My nipples are very sensitive.
Typical men.
Costume is all right, but of course, the mask was the hardest part for this character. You know, I actually put a lot of detail on the mask. You think the AI took any of that detail? No, just plopped a box on her head. Looks more like Osimo from South Park.
Get it up there good and deep. No.
Then it does Vanessa Warfield.
No way. Weak.
And it didn't get better from there. Then it came up with this one. Yeah, and I'm just like, really? Really, AI? At some point I said, okay, how about have it hold its helmet, right? Because you want to see the face.
Fat chat.
So it held its helmet. Did I say motorcycle helmet? Hell no, but there you have it.
Worked like a charm.
But I definitely didn't say plop a Sony Trinitron TV on its head. It was like Captain TV head here.
No one move, for I am the greatest evil genius in the history of evil geniuses.
Captain Monitor head here. You know, what is this? Mask's worst character yet.
Grovel before me! Ha ha! Ha ha!
Shut up!
I mean, this character couldn't even fit in her car if she tried. Maybe if it was a convertible, she'd have a chance.
Shut up!
Very creative, but not accurate, you foolish bucket of bolts. But even when it does it right, well, again, I wouldn't say this is right because it looks in no way like Vanessa Warfield's actual mask, but I thought it was the most aesthetically pleasing of all the masks it made.
You're doing just fine.
So I said, okay, let's animate this one. So I took it to the animation program and said, have this character take her mask off and give a scowl to the camera because she's an evil villain. So, you know, I wanted her to scowl. And this is what I got. Yes, she took off her helmet quite right. And yes, she did scowl. This was extremely literal and well done. However, not exactly the subtle scowl I was going for.
Take it easy.
Her scowl is so mean that even Grumpy from the Smurfs thinks she needs to lighten up a bit.
I hate little jokes.
Shut up.
Once again, funny, yes. Disturbing, kind of. Accurate, hell no.
You let your emotions be controlled by muscle rather than brain.
Now for my number 7 character. Now this character didn't come from a regular AI video that I made. Instead, this one came from a side gag that I tried to make from the video I did on top 10 cosplayers of 80's characters. And I made a side gag which I called the Suburban Soundwave.
The Transformers, more than meets the eye.
It's gonna Decepticon communicators!
The idea was to put Soundwave in a 80s like family sitcom.
Sometimes the world looks perfect, nothing to rearrange. Sometimes you just get a feeling like you need some kind of change.
My wife Denise, we met in a Christian chat room.
And so, of course, I had to create the character of Soundwave and put him in hilarious positions. But the stuff that I actually put in the parody video was way tamer than what I actually got, as you can see with my first image here.
Computer error, searching for problems.
Now, of course, when you're making a parody video of an 80s sitcom, I thought of, what do 80s sitcom dads do? Well, they drive in the minivan to places with their kids. And so that was what I tried to do with this image here. Now, does it look like Soundwave? No, not really. Soundwave was a little more complicated than you'd think. Actually, doing the Transformers at all, which I'm currently doing right now, working on my next Transformers video, is more complicated than you think, because AI has to have a frame of reference for something. When you say Transformers to the AI, it only thinks of Optimus Prime.
No.
That's like its baseline for the Transformers, Optimus Prime. You don't even have to say Optimus Prime, which I didn't. I didn't. I said a robot with a cassette deck chest piece, navy blue, silver. I in no way, shape, or form said Optimus Prime, and they gave me, of course, Optimus Prime's head here.
What the devil's wrong with him?
Obviously, it's not Soundwave. Now, that's bad enough, right? But I said he's sitting in a car with children. I didn't say sitting in the car with children, horrified, screaming in terror.
Oh, God. Oh, man. Oh, God. Oh, man. Oh, God. Oh, man. Oh, God.
I know. You're looking at me. Skeletor, are you sure? You are an evil villain.
No shock.
Yes, I do laugh when I see children scared in horror.
You saved us! You really are wonderful!
Right.
But in this instance, I was not. In this instance, I was trying to make a nice family moment.
Objective accomplished.
Soundwave looks less like the dad, more like the Mr. Belvedere of the sitcom,
Streaks on the china.
Transmission terminated.
So then I said, make Soundwave changing diapers. And instead of doing what I asked it to do, which was make Soundwave changing the diapers of a baby, it decided to make somebody changing Soundwave's diaper as he is a baby. I mean, look at this thing. Absolutely hilarious. I don't know what this is. Is this a button she's trying to push here? This is the make Soundwave make pee-pee button? I don't know.
I've got a customer.
Whatever this person's doing doesn't look very appropriate.
Mayday, mayday.
Again, hilariously funny, but definitely not accurate.
Affirmative.
And then I got to one of my better attempts. Now, this wasn't the better attempt because Soundwave looked accurate, and I didn't need Soundwave to look completely accurate. I just wanted him to look enough like Soundwave that he was believable as Soundwave, which, he definitely does not.
Mechanical error.
Yes, he's got a cassette deck middle, but for some reason they gave him light/subwoofer teats over here.
Amazing. Boobies.
Well, whatever. To me, this wasn't a game breaker.
Initiate brain scan.
So I decided, hey, let's animate this. I said, have Soundwave flipping the burgers, right? Well, the kid is listening to music and dancing. That was pretty much what I was trying to accomplish with this image here. And instead of that, I got this here. Sorry, did I say burgers? I meant hot dogs. Is he flipping those hot dogs?
Success.
No, he's just sort of wagging it side to side. I don't know what that's all about.
Look who's talking.
Hank Hill would be disgusted at his lack of barbecue prowess.
Shut your mouth. You brought charcoal into our house.
Well, that's not the funniest part of this video. I said, make the kid dancing to music, but no way, shape, or form did I say, have the child wipe his dirty outside hobbit-like feet. I mean, look how long these feet are on all the burgers. Not that Soundwave is gonna care, so like he could taste food.
Systems malfunctioning.
So we could care less. But whoever Soundwave is having over for dinner is definitely going to get a little more than hamburger helper in their burger.
Hamburger helper makes a great meal.
That's our specialty.
Why does my burger smell like feet? Soundwave has no clue.
With great meat, son, comes great responsibility.
Yes. On to my number 6. Now, my number 6 was, for me, one of the harder ones. Although, again, you wouldn't expect to be that hard, but it was harder than you would think. As it was really hard to get the helmet looking right. You know, I think the outfit I got quicker than the helmet. And I'm talking about, of course, Cobra Commander.
G.I. Joe! It's Cobra Commander! He's stealing our missiles! Well, get him, rock and roll! You gotta get up early to catch Cobra.
Now, as you can tell with this first image here, I did try to make him look like some kind of blue military outfit. You know, faceless visor, helmet deal with a snake-like throat, holding a pistol. These were kind of like the prompts I tried to get, and of course with this one, a complete and utter failure. Incompetence! But here's the funny part about this. Eventually I did get the face mask and helmet right. What? And despite some troubles making his throne, you know, aka the porcelain throne over here. That is disgusting! Which in and of itself is hilarious. The one thing, no matter what I did or how I tried, I could not get the AI to stop making this Cobra Commander man-spread. I mean, listen, I'm not against man-spreading. I'm Skeletor, I don't mind spreading my manliness for all to see. But this is just exaggerated, you know? He's not man-spreading, he's more like man-splaying. You know? What have I done to merit such heinous disrespect? And it didn't matter how hard I tried. Could not get the AI to stop making a mansplay. Ooh, we are touchy tonight. So the next group of images I'm going to call Cobra Commander's manliest gallery of mansplaying. Enjoy, if you can.
Who let the dogs out?
You can tell that was both disturbing and disturbing. That's disturbing, I guess. How could they do this to me? Listen, I don't mind, Cobra Commander. We have a lot in common here. But I have no interest in seeing your package there, Cobra Commander. What? Manspread? I'm okay with that. Mansplaying? It's a bit too much. Now, of course, this was the best version of Cobra Commander, and the least amount of mansplaying I could get it to do, even though it's still a slight mansplay. Morons! I have morons on my payroll! Now all I needed to do was to animate this character. So I asked the AI art program, make Cobra Commander stand up while pointing his gun, right? And do you think it gave me that? Hell no. Instead, it gave me this. He stands up, all right, but what the hell is he doing? Where are you going, Cobra Commander? Get up! Want to know what Cobra Commander was planning to do here? Maybe he was groveling beneath the feet of Serpentor. Who knows?
This I command!
I don't know, and I don't want to know. But also, what the hell was behind him? Like, look at this. What is this behind Cobra Commander as he goes down? I said nothing in the prompts to make this at all. Again, just more random AI nonsense behind his head. If you go back and forth, it looks like Cobra Commander's bouncing on his seat. Boing, 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 boing. This is insane! Fun to do to my rivals, but not exactly what I was going for. Good riddance to bad rubbish. All right. On to the number 5 on my list, and is probably one of the first AI images I ever tried to create. Way back when I first started out learning and experimenting with different programs, one of the first characters I tried to create was, of course, Cheetara!
Meet Cheetara the Quick, as clever as she is athletic.
He's mine.
Cheetara held prisoner. Lion-O to the rescue. And let me tell you, when I first started out, I did not do Cheetara any justice at all.
It's hard to believe.
The programs were really rudimentary at the time. They were not as good as they are now, but still, I think I could have done better knowing what I know now. As you can tell with my first image here, which, I mean, I don't have to explain much. The look of it should explain itself, right? You got a floating tail here in the middle of nowhere, weird orange hair.
There's gotta be some mistake.
This looks less like Cheetara and more like some kind of escaped mental patient trying to cosplay as Cheetara, you know?
But can anyone who loves animals that much really be crazy?
I mean, look at these eyebrows here. Looks like she was doing this ironically, you know?
Oh no!
Needless to say, not accurate and not good at all. This next one was not any better.
What the hell are you?
Again, a good prime example of why it's hard to work with AI. I said make her running and give her tall boots. Instead of doing what I asked, it decided, I'll just combine the two. Make her a running shoe, because she's running after all, and make it into some kind of boot. So it's a running boot.
It seems strange.
I never said give it a tail. And all you have to do is say cheetah print, for heaven's sake. And they'll give him a tail and ears. Because it says that's what a cheetah looks like. So if you want a cheetah, I'll combine her with a cheetah. So you gotta go through like a lot of different images before you get one that may not have a tail and ears or whatever other cat-like feature decides to give it.
I don't know what's real anymore.
I don't know what's going on with its backside here. Looks like she went to the worst Brazilian butt doctor, you know?
I'm seeing things.
It just botched her whole butt up. She got a botched butt job.
You may keep my posterior. Just please return the job of the butt tattoo.
No.
And a botched facelift as well, but either way, this whole image was just botched.
I've made a fool of myself twice today, and that's 2 times too many.
Now, of course, I did get it mostly right, you know, in my later video.
Holy Thundera!
Again, not 100% accurate, but almost of the features are there. She's got her pole here. Again, the tail. Doesn't matter what you say, it's going to give her a tail.
So it's true.
And so, of course, because I kind of like this image, I said, all right, this is the one I want to animate. And, of course, because she's Cheetara and her power is mostly to run fast, I said, make her run. How simple is that?
I don't know.
Well, if you're an AI program, anything is possible. And so instead of her running forward like I asked, she decided to do this. What is this? Why is she running backwards?
Let's see that in an instant replay.
I said literally forward, not backward.
You
see this and you can't help but think it's purposefully being defiant, you know?
It's even worse than I thought.
I mean, if I was going to really animate this, I'd probably reverse it, make it look like she's running toward us, but this is what it gave me.
I don't trust myself anymore.
I don't know. Again, do you think I said make her run backwards awkwardly? No. Why would I? It'd be preposterous.
So many terrible images.
Now for my number 4 image. And this was in my one of my more recent videos where I did the top ladies of the 80s. And sometimes with AI and designing characters, if you focus a lot on the face, it'll give you an up-close image of the face. And a lot of times it won't give you the full body perspective. And so sometimes you've got to give it an activity that involves the feet in order to trick the AI into giving you the full body image. Which is why you see in a lot of my image, they're doing some weird kicking motion or a dance or something.
Why?
That's one of the reasons I got this image as my number 4, which is, of course, Smurfette.
He's drawing us.
Smurf magic, rub it up.
It's Smurferific.
Now, you can tell I said make her dance, right? My other prompts were a blue teenage girl with a white Smurfy-looking cap with blue skin in a mushroom village.
I just love the way you paint.
And incidentally, I said make her look really small, by the way. Instead, they made her look tall. Instead of giving her a nice, elegant, pretty dress like Smurfette has, they gave her this tight little scandalous number here.
You're nothing but a hoochie, 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 hoochie.
Oh, stop them.
I said make her look like a teenager. So if you're judging me on the lips, her big leech-like lips, don't blame me. The AI's just going by reference what most teenage girls look like now. Don't shoot the messenger.
No one will forgive you.
I did say make her live in a mushroom village, but these were not the mushrooms I was going for sure. I'll let you use your imagination what type of mushrooms they look more like.
Oh my! Oh, Smurf it! Smurf it right there! Oh!
Maybe that's why she looks extremely happy in this village, you know?
Isn't it romantic?
Anyway, for my next image here, I got Smurfette a little more accurate.
Yes.
She doesn't look like traditional Smurfette for sure, but her dress is a lot more accurate.
Why, thanks.
They knew what Smurfs are supposed to look like, which is what is hilarious, because they put Smurfs in all the images. Although I don't remember High Pants Smurf.
Really?
But that's not the problem with this image. It's more about what's in the background here. As you can see behind her. Now, I said in the prompts, a reddish tomcat chasing Smurfette in the village. And again, I wanted to make her run and give her a reason to run, which would make sense in the image, which is why I decided to incorporate Azrael. Now, they did put a red cat in the image, that's for sure. Did I say make Azrael put on the worst disguise I've ever seen?
Jason Mahooch, master of disguises. See Jason disguised as a door? Fooled him, Jason.
You fur-brained feline, look what you've done.
No, Gargamel is stupid. We know that. But even he could come up with a better disguise than this.
Jason Mahooch, the human chameleon.
Humiliate me, will they?
I'm just glad none of the Smurfs tried to get into the back door in this house,
Well,
For both the Smurf and Azrael's sake. Again, another hilarious image, but definitely not accurate.
You startled me.
Now, this one is just for fun. Like I said before, I said make a teenage girl dancing in the middle of the village, and I got this weird one here.
See,
I said dancing. I didn't say twerking. But just for fun, I decided to animate this one, and I got this here. When I saw this, I laughed my head off. This was less of a mistake and more just me, Skeletor, having fun. There you go, everyone. Smurfette's working. Skeletor just ruined your childhood.
I sure have.
Hey, if I didn't do it, Hollywood was going to do it eventually, right?
Mama, baby, don't be shy. Baby, come with me and be my ooh la la.
Oh, those rotten, miserable little blue beggars have done it again.
Anyway, on to the number 3 on my list, and probably my most disturbing image yet. And I'm talking about PacMan, of course.
Now from Atari, a great new video game, PacMan.
Now, a lot of you are like, but Skeletor, PacMan should be easy.
PacMan wasn't built in a day, you know.
There is a lot of frame of reference for PacMan, so the AI should have an easier time with it. And to be honest, it did have an easy time with the character. I said a ball with a big giant mouth, 2 black eyes, eyebrows, red boots, red gloves.
So that's it.
Now, as you can tell by this image here, it got most of that right.
Oh my gosh!
Now, I didn't say put this character in an alleyway at all, so I don't know why it's in one. And I definitely didn't say have its tongue sticking out, drooling blood, while holding a baby PacMan in his hand like he's about to devour it.
Not that, no!
I said make this character eat a ghost. That's what I said. Does this look like a ghost to you?
Hey, what's the big idea?
No. Is there even a ghost in this image? No. None of my prompts could have led to this at all. This was all from the disturbing imagination of AI.
I feel funny.
So I then switched my attention to Miss PacMan.
Atari introduces the Woman of the Year, Ms. PacMan.
There was a specific Miss PacMan that I was going for. I was going for that classic 1980s side of the arcade look, right?
Honey, don't you know I'm more than PacMan with a bow?
Ms. PacMan? Huh! You are nothing but a cheap copy of me!
Wanted to have a nice feminine-looking body, still keep the Pac look, right? Now, I promise you all, there was no prompts in anything I said that led to this. I promise you.
Wrong!
As one of the most disturbing images that I have ever created is this one of Miss PacMan right here.
Nope, this isn't the one.
mean, look at this. Those are some pack jubblies.
Oh, behave.
It looks like she went to the pack surgeon and got some super pack pellet implants put on her chest.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Oh, must be filthy.
I mean, what is this thing? I mean, this is both oddly erotic and disturbing at the same time.
Yeah.
Happy chomping.
I don't know what to make of this image here. It is what it is. You know, all I said was give her a packed body, put her in a swimsuit.
Too much sun makes me turn orange.
I'm not even allowed to type up breasts without getting flagged.
Come on, guys. Let's try to be mature here.
So nothing I could have possibly said could have led to this. Definitely an example as to why AI is horrible.
You haven't looked so young since high school.
Now, eventually I did get PacMan mostly right, and this is one of my best ones. And as usual, I tried to animate this image, and my prompts were kind of simple. It's PacMan, have him chase a ghost and eat it. Simple, right? But as we have already seen, no command is simple. And I got this one here. I mean, what's it doing?
Oh no, that's silly.
See, like, you look at this image here, right? And you just see PacMan standing beside a ghost.
Uh-oh, oh wow, what is this?
Now, logically, you'd think he would eat the ghost and then run.
Hey, man, it's no fun if you don't run. Come on, I'll give you a head start.
It ignores the ghost right beside it, who's so disturbed it's gone cross-eyed, not understanding what this PacMan's about to do.
Please stop looking at me!
Get your fingers out of my eyes!
And decides to chase another ghost over here. It's like, why? Look at the face. He's looking at him. Like, why? Why are you coming after me? You had a perfectly good ghost over there.
Don't hurt us!
We're innocent!
Go away! Please!
Should have gone after Blinky, not Winky. And then he opens his mouth like some kind of bizarre animated duck.
Looks like you've got chompitis, PacMan.
And, you know, he's about to eat this poor, unsuspecting ghost.
You know what? Now I don't even want to eat you anymore. Way to ruin this for me, dude.
Gee, I must really be sick.
There's another example of sheer, unadulterated AI animated madness. Speaking of madness, that brings me to my number 2 on my list.
Number 2? Number 2! Take it back!
This one comes from my Silverhawks AI reimagining video, more specifically, the character Bluegrass.
Silverhawk.
Molecular and vulture have trapped Bluegrass. Diamond and Quicksilver. That took his molecules.
Now, Bluegrass is one of my favorite characters from the Silverhawks. I know, I just like this Western feel, you know?
Oh, shucks, just naturally talented.
He was also the bluest character of the Silverhawks, which I have always had an affinity for the blue characters, for obvious reasons.
Looks like we're a hit, Hot Licks.
Now, of course, the Silverhawks were hard to get in and of themselves. Hyper-masculine silver characters in space, with silver wings spreading out the arms, which it could never get for some reason. You say wings, AI says bird.
One of these days, I'm going to have to learn how to fly.
Now, unfortunately for me, AI had no frame of reference for Silverhawks at all. But I said have a silver character flying through space with wings, with a cowboy hat, based off of a toy. What do you think it decided to give me? Well, it gave me this image here, which, you know, is absolutely hilarious.
I don't like this.
So, of course, AI said, oh, I know which toy has a cowboy hat. And you know what that toy says?
I'll take a whack at it.
There's a snake in my boot. That explains the snake. If this doesn't tell you everything you need to know about working with AI, I don't know what will. I mean, this doesn't even need a joke. The image is a joke enough.
Well, that doesn't beat all get out.
I like how it gave him Daisy Duke shorts for some reason. Don't know why.
You are a sad, strange little man.
Never said give it Daisy Duke shorts. Well, I never said any of this, to be honest, but...
What happened?
I mean, it gave him a snake. Mostly because it believes Woody would say there's a snake in my boot. So why didn't it put the snake in the boot? But whatever.
What are you talking about?
Here's another image here, even more disturbing.
What?
At least that one he had a top. This just looks like if Woody went to a strip club or something.
You are a plaything!
A greased hog sliding down a wet chute.
So eventually I did get the character mostly right with this image here, as you can see.
Son of a gun!
And as per usual, Skeletor said, let's animate this sucker, shall we? And so I said, have him play guitar and have the guitar shoot out sonic waves.
Give me my cue.
Well, this is what I got instead.
Wow, this music's pretty dope.
He's playing the guitar, as you can see. And as its literal prediction, Sonic, oh, I know Sonic. It's just decided, yeah, here's Sonic now.
It's not weird.
And together, he and Sonic will shoot some kind of beam out of the guitar.
The only one who's weird is you for judging me.
I mean, isn't this crazy? I mean, let's be honest, this would make for one hell of an amazing crossover for sure. Sonic and the Silverhawks? Yes, please.
That's fantastic.
That's sweet music.
Why not? I'd watch that. Well, not if Hollywood made it.
No.
But if someone capable did, I would. But I mean, nothing says AI nonsense like this.
Shoot, Hawks. Looks like we hit a hornet's nest with a short stick.
Gross.
Anyway, with that nonsense aside, on to my number one most ridiculous AI reimagining of a character that I've done. And that is, of course, that roided up hero, HeMan.
He-Man. Who's the big guy with the muscles?
He's HeMan, the most powerful man in the universe.
In my time of making these images, at the end of most of them I always say, well, this is what I, Skeletor, and HeMan would look like if we were these characters. And I put HeMan and I into a lot of crazy images.
Did it work?
None more than this gallery that I'm about to present to you today.
No, you can't.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you my gallery of the most wackiest and perverse reimaginings of HeMan, spliced with other characters that I have ever made the AI create.
This is ridiculous.
There you have it, my top 10 worst AI abominations I have ever created using an AI art program to date.
This is the worst.
Because I'm pretty sure there'll be a lot more to come. Anyway, let me know which one you found to be the most disturbing. This was just an 80s compilation. Let me also know in the comments if you like these. Maybe I'll do a more cartoon-specific version next time.
Oh, no, you won't.
Because I have a lot of these images for a lot of different cartoons, so let me know if that interests you at all. Now, if you like this content and you know what's good for you, you'll leave a like and subscribe to Shaneology. Until next time.